Right, burning bridges. You may be saying, okay, burning bridges. Why would you do that? We're social creatures. We need those social circles. We need the people to interact with. We need the people to exchange our ideas with, be validated by them. And that may be true. That may be true. However, I want you to really stop for a second and listen to your own thoughts and your own heart. Are the people around you, are those circles of people that you surround yourself with and create an environment really creating a potent ground for your growth? Or is it something that you must adjust yourself into in order to fit in? Do you feel like you're brought down from the pedestal that you should and supposed to be on in order to, I don't know, satisfy the urges of the masses? Are the people around you really supporting your growth as a person and accept you as an individual person striving for something greater? Because nowadays, that is the case. That you're being brought down, you're being actively hindered and prohibited from expanding your knowledge, expanding your skills, being more healthy, just so you can fit in. And this is where burning bridges comes in. It is an essential part of your life to know when and with whom you can cut all ties with. Because let's look at it like this. These people are going to be around you and have been with you for quite a while. Let's say, I don't know, 2 or 3 years. And you've stopped at your point, you've stopped in your journey of self-improvement, have you? Because I certainly did. So I'm going to show you my story. Then I'm going to talk a bit about how you can actually burn those bridges, either slowly and gradually, or you can basically do it rapidly. And finally, I am going to show you the results that came to me after I learned to burn those bridges. How does that sound? Say hello to me back from 2018 or 2020. As you can see, I wasn't looking very healthy nor happy. I was very lanky, and even if I did exercise, the progress I made wasn't really satisfactory for me. Funny thing is, I don't really have a lot of photos of me from that period. And why? Well, the reason is I felt like I was just stuck with this group. I was really dependent on the opinion of others, and if I were to lose them, I would have no one. I was really, really unhappy with this. I felt like this was the only group I had, and I had to stick with them. And then came COVID, a real shit test for my friendships, where I realized that I am actually quite different and they were indifferent to me. So I was really isolated back then. No one almost contacted me at all. But this became the healing session in my life. I started to look after myself and slowly but surely started to improve my life. With my story all done, I now want you to follow these steps if you really want to change your life around and if you really want to sort out your environment. Start off by isolating yourself for a day or 2 days, just no interaction with those people, and ask yourself this: are those people, do they really care about who I am as a person, as an individual, or do they see me as an asset to their friends group? Because there is a stark difference when you think about it. When you're just the person they hang out with, or are they people that support you as an individual? For me, it definitely was. I was an asset to that friends group. So, first of all, analyze your surrounding. Are those people really compatible with you? Are you compatible with those people? That's the most important part. And if not, start looking for cracks in the system. Start looking for those little nuances that differentiate you from those people. Maybe you actually wanted to go to the gym, or maybe you actually wanted to go for a walk instead of going out drinking. And that's the first part. Seek out those little differences in the worldview, in the way that you approach health, in the way that you are striving for something greater, you want to learn, or any kind of thing that is maybe not also intangible, but definitely a worldview and your psychology. And I want you to nurture those differences. I want you to grow them and expand them in order to see that you're actually different and you actually need to let go of them in order to grow, in order to progress with those ideas, in order to feel like you can progress with those ideas, because you really can be held down by them. You can feel like a wagon full of bricks on your way, and by the way, those people are pointing you in a completely different direction. So you've learned those two things. Now I want you to really listen, because the difference between being alone and feeling lonely is something that you really have to learn. So feeling lonely is awful. I think everyone can agree that feeling like you're only by yourself and you cannot rely on anybody is one of the worst feelings you can feel. It can leave you drained, it can leave you depressed, it can drain the ability to do anything, and you're lethargically just sitting in your room or not doing anything. And that's what happens when people don't appreciate you, and when they finally cut the ties with you, they, not you, you can really become depressed and not do anything with your life. Now let's talk about being alone. So being alone is one of the most vital things you can do. You have to learn how to appreciate the time that you have with yourself. You know, going around for the walk just for the sake of walking with yourself, going around to different events just so you can experience them and really shape your really shape the way that you see the world. Because if you're not going to appreciate anything by yourself, and trust me, the time that you have with yourself is really limited, so really appreciate it. It can shape your worldview, it can help bring out those differences that you have and see that your path in life is different. So now you know to stop and to analyze. You now know how to see the differences and spot them. You now know the difference between being alone with yourself and feeling lonely. And now the real part, how to cut ties and how to burn the bridges. First of all, usually what you can do is just gradually start saying, oh, I'm sorry, I cannot make it, I can't do it, I have something else to do. And in the meantime, you can actually do those things. You can actually, I don't know, follow your passion. You always wanted to draw. So in the meantime, instead of hanging out with those people, you can really start drawing. You can really start expanding your passions. Also, whilst you're doing that, you should really be looking around for any sort of events in your city. So you use social media, right? You can really, scroll through Facebook, scroll through Instagram or whatever, and see if there are any events that you would like to attend that are, for example, free. So, for example, book fairs, I don't know, fashion events, or like museums, I don't know, exhibitions, any kind of this stuff. And I want you to go there. And you have to go out of your way to be more sociable in those events. You have to step out your comfort zone and approach random people and speak with them and actually take an interest in what they're thinking about. Make them feel like they're on a host show and you're the one interviewing them. Because what it does, it allows you to become more sociable, more capable in handling different social circles and different situations. And you can then, for example, meet new people that you suddenly find the spark with and connection. So basically what it boils down to, you either completely cut down any ties to your current friends group, you learn how to appreciate the time that you have with yourself, or you gradually decline more and more invitations, more and more going out, which is usually, I don't know, for me it was drinking, and you explore your city, explore the world, and seek out new people. And I really want you to, think how you can change your circles around and how can you create new ones that will support you as an individual, and as a person. So my full isolation period lasted around a year and a half. What did I do during this time? I had some people left that I could really rely on, and I spent as much time as I could during that time. So I, for example, followed my passion, which was martial arts, and to this day still is. And I really exercised a lot. I started hitting the gym regularly, and I really pushed for those new records. I was able to see the difference that started to form with my body, and by taking care of my body, my mind followed. I was more confident. I was more happy with the progress I made in this short amount of time. And I realized that I was being limited by those people. So I started attending more fairs just by myself. I started doing extra activities I wouldn't usually do. And this allowed me to meet new people and seize new opportunities that I wouldn't be able to do that if I was stuck with those people. And as you can see, I exploded my physique. I have a bag that I'm proud of. I upgraded my style, and overall, my life quality has transformed into something like my previous self wouldn't even believe possible. So, with all that said and done, I thank you for watching this video. I hope it did help, and it should help you in the future. And, well, if you really want to support me, you can just subscribe. And I also have a Substack app that you can read. I'll be trying to publish as much as I can during my days, and I hope that this will help. So, good luck.